Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua Quest here with Returned. Thank you for returning. And if I sound exhausted, that's because these games are going to the game three and the best of three back to back so far for me. So that's why I might be a little bit drained on my enthusiasm, but I am very excited still to see who's going to win because UC Berkeley and UBC. I mean, looked like honestly from game number one, it looked like UBC was just going to stomp all over University of Berkeley in the second game, but not so much as we see the Nunu strike, the Nunu curse, as doesn't provide a front line, doesn't provide any form of engage or jungle pressure, and we're seeing that in both games now. What's going to happen in game number three?
Somebody's got to win. This game has to end one way or another, and someone's going to walk out of here undefeated, but actually shocking to see both these teams, which were previously undefeated in their set scores, now at least dropping one on their overall record. So curious to see that actually come on across. And yeah, just like you said, Nunu, he does serve as a frontline. Unfortunately, when he's your only frontline against a Brand and a Tristana who've already gone off to great early games, he's not going to last too long.
Yeah, is that them? Is that me? Is that them, rather? Sorry about that. I said my brain is a little exhausted right now. But is that them? Brand absolutely destroying. And quoting Return, just like our tweet, Brand does damage, and that is for sure. I expect to see Brand either taken away or banned this time around because giving that to Is That Them, that is a huge detriment to your team comp and team fight potential.
Yeah, without a doubt. It does look like we will be getting into the pick and bans here shortly. And there we go right now.
Hey.
I want to see what sort of adaptations are made, and I believe I have these on backwards because that will be University of British Columbia over on the blue side.
There you go. We're going to see what the pick and ban phase loads up here with hey, there's Rafflecopter's Blitzcrank being taken away. They're finally gonna respect that and take away the Blitzcrank. Rafflecopter has to fall back onto a secondary pick.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen him play quite a bit. Honestly, I do feel like it was the Morgana pick that really was out of place there for the side of British Columbia. Actually, there were quite a few picks that felt out of place there for me. Because when you pick the Nunu along with the scaling ADC in the mid laner, you really want to play the scaling out team fight composition. But there just wasn't a front line to facilitate that. They didn't have a tank in the support role. And also they had top laner instead of being a tank. They had him either be a team fight or a split push threat. So I want to see them really focus back around maybe one or two win composition instead of just trying to say, okay, we're just going to win everywhere and the game will be over.
Yeah, I mean, that is always the goal. Also, one of the goals having lies on a reliable ADC. Varus, not quite that, especially, I think, again, I feel like it was baited by the Nunu, but regardless, the Twitch and the Kog'Maw taken off, and that is going to be Kazahana this time on the Sejuani. Saw a very successful Sejuani by Longan Milk Tea last game. Going to see what Kazahana can do this time around. Ornn being hovered, maybe a lock-in. Great partnership with an engage coming out from whoever Long and Milk Tea picks.
Exactly, and I think this does set up, once again, the gangplank in the top side for IE. I think the core adaptation that needs to be made is a tank, potentially even a bit more of an engaged tank onto Squee, because if you throw on the scaling competition, once again, with some hyper carries along with the gangplank, you're still setting yourself up for a great team fighting phase, and that is what UBC focus around so well. As I believe I still have this on the wrong side. Oh, it's only on this side. There we go. Yeah, perfect.
Hey.
But yeah, UBC, I think they still play that team fight 5 times better than UC Berkeley when everything is even, when they have the equal fighting power, but they may be looking for a little bit more pick this time around.
I like Zoe on pros. I like pros on Zoe rather, and not just pro players. I do like this pros, the name of the mid laner for UBC on Zoe. He did very well in the first game. You were talking about pick. There's no better way to pick somebody than just delete them off the map after putting them to sleep for 2 seconds and leaving them vulnerable to any kind of star cosmic power that you can summon by killing Galactus in another universe, coming to League of Legends and transitioning all of that into someone's face whenever they fall asleep. That is what Zoe does, and that is picked up. But lies on the severe. Very anxious to see that one.
I believe this actually shows us a lot about UBC's composition. I think that there's definitely going to be a ban away here from Gangplank coming out from UC Berkeley. I actually want to see Gangplank and Fiora banned away, because what Sivers shows is that you basically now have a tool to delay this game as long as you physically want, and with your mid laner already being locked in as not that Azir, as not a super scaling pick, that does show that you're now trying to stall out for that top side. Sivir is not someone who's going to go out and win you team fights automatically, but it's someone who's going to delay the game to that point. And now, with the Camille banned away, that's going to leave available the Fiora or the Gangplank. And they might just be going back to saying, all right, IE, win the game over there, we'll hold down the rest of the base.
And that wasn't what they did in the first game. And in the second game, it didn't really work out with the Gangplank. I feel like maybe with a better team comp, it could have worked out. But I'm anxious to see what it is going to be because he did play a very good Gnar in the first game, but that is taken away by Berkeley. We're going to see with the last band.
At least both options open.
Yeah, there's going to be something here for them.
Yeah.
There
we go. That needed to come out.
Yes, I'm actually very happy. Don't get me wrong, love to see Brand again because it's so fun seeing people explode, but at the same time, whoever has a Brand is going to just pop off, figuratively and literally, because that was a huge amount of damage displayed by Is That Them. And Turkey Master being the next pick, we're going to see what they pick for this mid lane, or possibly support.
Most certainly, I think the basically perfect rotation you're going to have here is either the Gangplank or the Fiora coming out here for IE Sejuani, and on support, either putting a Braum or a Janna there. Give a little bit more in the way of disengage to really enable yourself to play that split pushing style, because UBC, they've kind of been poking at it a little bit every now and often, trying to get a split pusher on top 4 IE, but never really committing everywhere else. But now you have a more mobile ADC, you have a better wave clear mid laner, you can play this true split push composition, and it does look like they will be locking it in, and we're finally going to see IE, most likely on the Fiora unless he's going to change it up here, but no, he's going on the Duelist.
All right, so that means we are going to see somebody die in that top lane. I'm very excited. Fiora, a very aggressive player, very aggressive champion with IE as the aggressive player. Do like this one, but that does reduce the front line of British Columbia as they only have Sejuani to really rely on here. But they do have a lot of wave clear, though. I like them. You mentioned earlier, Severe can stall out the games due to that mass amount of wave clear. Do enjoy that. But on the other side, look at the engage coming out from UC Berkeley, not to mention counter engage with the Alistar, if that is the way it's going to be played as well.
Yeah, exactly. UC Berkeley, like, right when I was saying, like, I am potentially not the greatest mind of all of League of Legends, just putting that one out there. So when I'm able to very clearly see what British Columbia is looking to do with those next few picks, UC Berkeley, they see the exact same thing. They know that they want to set IE up for this kind of split push on this top side of the map. And this is where I'm a little bit put off by the Nami pick, because yeah, it's going to be good in the laning phase to stave off some of the engage coming out from the Alistar, throw the bubble down, you're still going to be fine, but in these big team fight senses, just having the tidal wave, just having the Q bubble available, I don't know if that's really going to be enough, and that's why I would have rather see something like either the Janna that can mass disengage, or even a Braum who has a better job of kiting back with that disengage as well. That being said, it's all going to come down to execution here, because if UBC are able to skirt around the engage of UC Berkeley, that's literally all they have, and UBC, they also have a lot of tools for when they want to go on the offensive.
Yeah, with the Fiora picked up and Zoe being catching somebody out, that is definitely a huge tool for the other offensive. And yeah, again, let's not count out Severe. Being able to position yourself is going to be pivotal coming out into this in these team fights. But having a spell shield is going to be very, very advantageous whenever you get launched on by Zac. But then again, Zac does have a lot of CC to lock you down. But it is going to be very interesting seeing these team fights. Orionic combination with pretty much combos, I should say, pretty much with everybody on the side of Berkeley. Even Tristana. If Turkey Master wanted to get cheeky, launch himself in with the ball on top, that could still be a play as well, which is very scary to think about all the ways that Berkeley can come at you.
Exactly, and with the Ornn, not only are you able to engage yourself, but you're able to set up for some of these other players, and that's also where the Braum suggestion came out, because it's such a hard counter to the Ornn, because you get to throw up that shield and all of a sudden his ultimate doesn't do anything. Without that pick coming through, they're not going to be able to disengage that fully, and it becomes really easy for UC Berkeley, for Cal Berkeley, to actually make their way in there and start one of these fights. But then you also get to kind of the next level from that, and they need to get to that point where they're comfortable fighting these fights, because Pros certainly has a lot of room to actually get on the front foot and start saving off some of these engages. Lies haven't had the most confident laning phases of all time, but they've gone to the point where they can survive most of the time. And finally, IE, he's setting himself up for a pretty solid top lane. Shouldn't win out the early game because, once again, Ornn XD, but still looking for a pretty solid mid to late game. And if you're looking for someone really to turn the tides of an early matchup just based on skill, Fiora is the way to go.
Yeah, very much so, and I'm actually very excited to see IE on Fiora, one of his main champions in that top lane, and we have yet to see a super aggressive champion on the top lane. Gangplank kind of is, but not to the degree of Fiora. Very, very excited to see what he can do with the Fiora. He has a lot to cut through, or I don't know, duel through. I don't. You don't really. I guess
like stab through.
Yeah, definitely stab through. You definitely stab with a rapier sword. But regardless, a lot to cut through, a lot to get through as the damage dealing Fiora in the top lane. But before we get on the Rift, we are actually about onto the Rift. I want to give a shout out to our social medias one last time, I believe, maybe one other time. I don't know. I'm talking too much. 20 words, 10 will do. Type in exclamation point Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord community. I do encourage you to stay up to date with all of us. You can also stay up to date with us on Twitter at C-Star League. And if you just want strictly Collegiate League of Legends material, tweets, info, things like that, that is going to be at CSLLOL. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/C-Star League. I want to give a shout out to Twitch. You've been there with us from the beginning. Thank you very much. Wouldn't be here without you, and hope to continue this partnership forever. And you can also join them on Twitter at
Never leave.
Yeah. We're the crazy ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever you want to go with. But twitter.com/Twitch and facebook.com/Twitch to follow them. You can also follow us on our not our Facebook, our YouTube, if you want to catch all of my brain farts in a VOD style where you can just replay them over and over again.
Yep.
You can go to youtube.com/user/C-Star-League. Check them out there. We also put our shows as well. We're in loading screen. This is game number 3 in a best of 3 between UC Berkeley and University of British Columbia.
And of course, as always, press F to pay respects to Feeks right now, because he is definitely putting on quite a bit of effort to make sure he can make it through all these games. And our hearts and prayers are with him all the way through. And yeah, game number 3, hopefully it's going to be the most exciting one yet of not only the night, but of the whole week. We'll have to see if it's going to deliver.
Yeah, very much so. We get on to the Rift. This is it, return. Somebody is going to go on undefeated into next week's round. Somebody is going to go in with a blemish on their record, but not a defeating blemish. It won't keep them out of the playoff tournaments, the playoff chances, I should say. But one loss is very detrimental in a Swiss format. We're going to see as the weeks go on how detrimental that can be. Keep up with both of these teams. And of course, if you do get knocked out of the playoffs, if any of the teams players are in here and you do get knocked out of playoffs, remember you always have the Teemo Cup, so stay smiling.
You have always the grand old matchup you do have to look forward to is the pinnacle of Collegiate League of Legends. It's the Teemo Cup. We'll be coming to you guys during the conference championship for all those teams who just aren't able to get there just yet. But honestly, like you said, neither of these teams are out just yet. But Western Conference, it's still a pretty uphill battle, especially if you have that right now it would be 2-1 record going on in. Still got to win out 3 more weeks, basically straight.
Yeah, very much so. Last game we did see an invade. Sorry about that. An invade coming out, but we also had a Blitzcrank last game. Had Blitzcrank the last 2 games. This time Ralphacopter on the Alistar. As we just see as we're looking, we're just seeing a line of scrimmage kind of sloppily being drawn. Very appropriate considering the Super Bowl is going on right now. Hope your team is winning. If not, if anything, the halftime show, I believe, has Justin Timberlake. There was rumor there was going to be a Prince hologram, and when that rumor got squashed, my interest immediately fell. And now I am here casting University of Columbia versus Berkeley. A lot happier in life.
Yeah, guys, make sure you tune into CSL, all of our League of Legends matches, where you can get up-to-the-date information on all the top NFL halftime show debates. But still, nothing too crazy happening just yet. In this matchup, Ralphacopter, they're looking for level 2. They are not going to find it just yet, as that is only the first wave.
Yeah.
Still need a little bit more.
Yeah, you definitely need the second wave for that level 2, so just get into the face of Squee and Lies. Like you said, Lies has not had the best of laning phases, so maybe they feel like they can establish that dominance early just by getting in the face, showing, hey, I have a flash and maybe a pulverize, you don't know, and maybe be able to get something off here. Of course, Ralphacopter is running that Ignite, so he does have kill potential on the bot side. Squee also running the Ignite with the big fish. Big Nami fish.
Big stuff.
I really, yeah. I actually prefer. I almost prefer an exhaust, but that might be Unsealed Spellbook. I actually did not look. I was too busy rambling during the loading screen, so I'm not sure if Squee brought the Unsealed Spellbook.
Is the Summonary, so he will be sticking around with the Ignite for the duration of this game.
Interesting, based on the comp that they're going against.
Yeah, well, certainly you're gonna be the first game. Kazahana, he's mid.
Kazahana is mid indeed with both buffs, but the Sleepy Trouble Bubble does not land, which means that them is going to stay wide awake in the harsh reality of the Rift and just back off. Meanwhile, IE not doing too much in the top lane, and this is something interesting too. One of the recent changes the single target abilities now get minion aggro. That is something to keep in mind whenever you're fighting in these skirmishes in the top lane that actually make a huge difference. UBC, i.e. UBC, I should say. That's the top laner for UBC.
Bot lane.
Anybody keeping up here. Yeah, there's bot lane skirmishes as well, but the camera still loves that top lane in IE not getting the best of these trades.
Yeah, well, certainly. It's definitely a lot rougher of a matchup. As last time he was at least on Gangplank, where you can keep some distance from the Bellows Breath coming on from Panda's orb, but now you are melee. You have to get right up on in there, and you don't have any CC to actually delay out through the W. So it is definitely going to be a bit of a rougher matchup, but hopefully should be having a little bit lower of lows and then higher of highs. As there's already the first engage, but a good rocket jump out.
Rocket jump being saving the Turkey Master there. That is going to be the summoner spells being held on to as well. Man,
Zach on the mid.
There's Zach in the mid. Yeah, that is a Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto Zach. It's still early, not going to do a huge amount of damage. Of course, you do get more damage with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but decided to land that Q onto Is That Them, so it was negligible. And now we're back to farming.
Yeah, we're also seeing the double minion dematerializer here. Definitely something we've, once again, been seeing pretty constantly on the Zoe pickups. Not so much on the Orianna, but definitely you're seeing how important the mid lane shoving game is, because getting through that mid lane opens up the doors to make the plays onto Drag, make the plays onto Herald, or even facilitate some of these very early rotations, which when you're looking at the competition for UC Berkeley, you have the Orianna Shockwave combined with about 4 things that can engage. So definitely plays are to be made nearly everywhere you go on this match.
Yeah, and I'm really anxious to see the Orianna synergy. Is That Them has played an incredible mid lane last game. The Orianna, a little bit different of a play style. Anxious to see how he adapts to that. But also, how Berkeley can make this team comp work, and as opposed to UBC, make that team comp work, because on paper, I do like Berkeley's a lot better. But again, there is no new, so I don't have to worry about really worrying if UBC is going to win or not.
Yeah, the thing I like about this game a lot more than the last few is that both these team comps have very clear win conditions. UBC want to force a split pushing game, finally win. The last few games they've kind of been playing with the idea but never really fully committing to it. And UC Berkeley, they're pretty confident just going in, pressing R on somebody and hoping they die in the process. So we definitely know what to expect, and this definitely will lead to a lot of very interesting plays coming out of UC Berkeley. And level 6 reach for pros, but Is That Them doesn't have it just yet.
Yeah, we do see some jungle pressure on the top side, at least jungle presence, I should say. Not really pressure, but presence on the top side. And it looks like Kazahana making his way up there. Not really anything he can do. Orin is underneath the turret. He's staying safe. He's also level 6, so he has Call of the Forge God as well. You don't want to tower dive any of that business, so he's going to back off, go to his jungle, take up the Gromp, because Gromp apparently offended him by probably not being a Gromp rider skin. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm almost getting slightly delirious here.
That's all good. Best way to cast.
It's gonna be okay, Returned. Either way, you do have IE. I do like this. IE is still kind of losing trades, but he's actually up in farm right now in the top lane.
Yeah, he's still doing pretty well for himself in 21 to 19k gold. It's definitely not too big of a difference, but he's still getting there. And I honestly don't really see Milk Tea spending too much time on this top side of the map just because of the potential for outplay he does. But you know who might be coming up? Pros. He's looking for something, but will step over that control ward. So don't think he's going to find anything just yet.
No, he's
going to walk back over it again.
Yeah, not even going to wipe that one away. So there is that's the way life happens sometimes. You get seen and then you don't do anything about it. And now Pro's just going to go back into the mid lane, farm to his little heart's content. He's up in farm over Is That Them. That is a trend that is continuing on, spreading from top lane to mid lane. Bot lane is actually almost completely even, although there's a big wave for Turkey Master. He's going to miss a little bit of it. He's walking his way to the turret right now. Comes back with a BF sword, which, given that farm is about the exact same, lies, yeah, doing the exact same. So that is going to be 2 BF swords in the bot side, along with 2 long swords coming out from lies. So maximizing that power on the bot side.
Yeah, also curious to see, there have been quite a few different trains of thought with the Sivir pick lately. When you look a bit more towards the Korean side, a bit more towards the east over there. But no, not enough time. Top lane, they're going to fight.
They are going to fight. There is level 6 on Kazahana, so he can throw out that stun. He does get the Glacial Prison. First blood going over to IE, exactly who you want it to be on.
And this is why Sejuani is so impactful when you pair it up with the melee champions. Because every time IE hits someone with Kazahana nearby, that is another stack on the passive for Sejuani. But here's the ulti!
Yeah, that was a Hextech Proto Belt not working. That was actually the stolen from the W, so he doesn't actually, Pros does not actually have a Hextech Proto Belt, but 1Q will do it against Is That Them. There's a flash. That was an actual flash, but a heal also being brought out by Is That Them. Meanwhile, that is Berkeley picking up the first Drake of the game. That is going to be the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, great priority right now, especially through the mid lane, as Pros has built up a 25 CS lead, and that's getting pretty big. And I want to check out the gold real quick, but yeah, 3.1 to 2.5, and it's starting to stack up just a little bit. We want to see Pros continue to have control of that lane, because that's just opening up, once again, UBC to play this very long, drawn-out matchup. But going back to the Severe, there have been a few different trains of thought with it. The biggest one for me has been the Korean strat of taking TP with the Spellbook, because you just got to go into lane, pushes to your heart's content. Once you're out of mana, go right on back, TP back to lane. But already, look, there's the Milk Tea right around that corner, and only one stopwatch available, and that's going to be onto Lies. The entirety of this Cal Diving Squad, except for Zach, except for Milkteek, does have one. Here could be the fourth member, but no, it looks like they might just be backing off, and that's a lot of time wasted.
That was a huge amount of time wasted, so he is just going to back off. I feel like I guess they didn't have confidence in the tower dive, despite having a stopwatch on both Surty Master and Rafflecopter and Cell Division on Milk Tea. So a lot of, I believe a lot of the arsenal of Berkeley to tower dive, but just going to play it safe. Not so bad, I suppose. Meanwhile, in the top lane, IE can actually duel Panda now. Look at the damage being put on with that Tiamat and the Vampiric Scepter. Anything that Panda does to do the Fiora to IE, it's just going to be regen now.
Yeah, the Tiamat especially is a big turning point in that lane, because now IE is going to be able to get that lane pushing basically to his heart's content. And if Milk Tea is not willing to go and support his top laner, that's going to set up for some of these great tower dive. Panda might have screwed up quite hard by not actually taking the stopwatch, because he's getting dove.
He is. He's getting dove, froze, and who's going to take the kill? It's going to be IE, as Kazahana takes up about two or three of those turret shots, and that is a second kill of the game going over to IE, who is now 2-0-0, and that is going to be the first turret of the game going over to University of British Columbia. So they have a firm grip on this early game as we approach the 11-minute mark.
This is an issue. Having a 2-0-0 Fiora is never how you want that to start the game. Sleepy Trouble will go, but both the mid laners are on the wrong side of the map. Doesn't look like it's going to mean too much, as they do slip on right past each other. Top lane, though, IE, not only does he have the 2 kills, he got the first tower, 25 CS remaining left on that colon. He's just doing really well for himself.
He is. Kazahana almost caught out there, but actually taking away the Vision Petal, the Vision Flower from Vision Plant, whatever you want to call it, from the rift from Long and Milk Tea.
Scryer's Bloom.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew I was calling it properly, but I knew I can say what I can say something that people
the blue
know,
thing,
and then they can rip me up on Twitch for understanding what I meant, because they speak terrible just as I speak terrible. They understand it. You know what I mean?
Let's go along with a yes.
Actually, Twitch has been pretty cool this game.
Milk Tea might be looking for another play on the mid lane. He tried this once before, wasn't too successful.
It is so hard to lock down or gank a ever so shifty Zoe, though, so gonna think better of it. Go back, and Long Milk Tea, he's not been having too much success for these ganks. So there's kind of shades of game number 1.
Yeah, most certainly. And honestly, there's not too many lanes right now. I don't actually think there's a single lane that really has priority for the side of UC Berkeley, and that's really preventing them from establishing not only the aggressive vision game, but rather the defensive vision game as well, because you just saw that rotation over from Panda and from Milk Tea trying to make a play onto mid, use their team composition synergy to really break something open somewhere on the map. And it's just not working, because they get caught out almost immediately. Bot lane, nothing's happened with the Tristana plus the Alistar lane, and it's just like the squad is completely falling apart right now. And you gotta wonder, even if they do make it to this mid game, how effective is that combo really gonna be?
Yeah, that's I mean, we have to get there. Obviously, Lies, he's been staying very safe. They've taken that weak bot lane and turn it into something that can sustain itself and keep up and farm. I think the Severe pickup was a great pickup because now they can farm to their heart's content and just stay safe. They don't need kills. They have pros for that. They have IE for that. They have other carries. Lies just needs to be there for a farm bot and sustained damage during the team fights. So this is very nice. Rift Herald picked up by UBC. Let's see if Kazahana can use this Rift Herald a little bit better, or IE, whoever picks that up. I think it's IE actually picked that one.
Here's the 4-man play onto the bottom half of the map, though.
Yeah.
All these members are down here. I don't think that UBC actually has vision.
I don't think they do either, although there is Lies in the brush. That's about it. There is absolutely no vision here. Rafflecopter, he has his ultimate. Everybody has their ultimate. Everybody has their stopwatches still as well, except for Squee. Not bring a stopwatch may be the deciding factor in this team fight. There's the elastic slingshot. It's launched up. It is not going to knock up Lies. He flashes out, but he's brought back in with the Q. And Turkey Master,
oh, they're still going.
He is still going underneath the turret. Squee, he has nothing to stop him here. And there's a flash for a flash. Long and Milk Tea is going to use this flash.
Oh no!
But meanwhile, look on the top side. Panda does have his teleport, but that is not going to be. That turret is not going to last.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to get anything on the bot side. Here comes the play.
Oh, that is a play. Very good return. And now Squee is able to pick up the kill. Turkey Master. Panda now is possibly going to go down. Kazahana be able to pick up that kill as well. And my wife just brought me food. I'm going to keep quiet. Take it away with the analysis. I'm going to get me a little bite to eat and get this lightheadedness out.
All right, well, they're going to keep going on the bot side. Cell Division pop down there for Milk Tea, and he's just falling right on over. And that was a great play coming out for University of British Columbia. They basically rise the bot lane play. One Rift Herald in top lane, and ult's going to come down, but IE is not going to be faced. The great turnaround, the great riposte. They're going to find that kill in the mid lane, and maybe even another towers. UBC, we started off this cast talking about almost the boxing as style right now. They have gone from boxing. This is now like Kung Fu style, just like turning everything around, chopping off your opponent's head. That is where we're at right now. 7K gold lead. UBC, they're looking to end this one right here, right now.
Yeah, early they're better for them because they do not want this comp to really come into play with Berkeley. And I want to shout out IE completely denying that that shockwave from Is That Them, countering it. Very nicely played in that mid lane. And I believe Lies also spell shielded it. Such a great play by the laners of UBC. And now they pick up 2 turrets, and they are again just tightening the grip on that early game.
Yeah, this man IE is no longer playing League of Legends. He's no longer even playing 40 chess anymore. To quote one of the greatest casters of all time, he is now playing checkers with Uno's cards. He is nowhere near this game anymore. He's able to read everyone like a book at the moment, and I don't think there's too much that can actually stop IE right now. If he walked into a 5-man squad on the other side, I'm still not convinced he loses that.
No, it's going to be hard. This is the point where IE's at, that every Fiora player strives for. 1v5, 1v9, some people would say, but at the potential that UBC's playing right now, it's not 1v9. It's just that, IE is so powerful. 201 has his actually has his Phage going in right now, but also has the Ravenous Hydra built. He is set up for success, and nobody is going to be able to 1v1 him whatsoever. And that, whenever you're a tank and cannot stop a 1v1, that is a huge movement to your entire team comp. But Pros, he gets knocked up or knocked back into the enemy territory. He's going to try to stay safe here. He is a Zoe. He can do it, and he did.
Oh, the Ram.
The Ram of God was able to just crush him. Nice pickup, but a lot used. Regardless, that is a kill for UC Berkeley. But it's not on Lies, which means these turrets are still going to be safe because the amount of wave clear is still huge.
Yeah, and it seems like whenever you see Berkeley, they get into this against-the-wall position, backs pressed up against that wall. It's always Rafflecopter that finds that small play that gives them a little bit of breathing room. Game 1 and 2 is on the Blitzcrank, but now it's on the Alistar. They might be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, Milk Tea, he's getting way in there. There's a flash used by Panda just to try to lock down Squee. They finally get it, knock him up. Who's going to get it? Turkey Master. He's going to get himself some fish dinner. And that is going to be another picked up by UC Berkeley. Not what you need, but they are still struggling in this early game despite those picks, but every little bit helps at this point.
Yeah, most certainly, and they're going to be taking absolutely anything they can get, especially when you look at IE once again. It feels like we kind of have all game long, but he's almost done with that Black Cleaver as well, and once he picks that up, there is literally nothing Pandax can do aside from maybe like hitting the disconnect key or something that's going to have any influence on this lane. He needs backup, or it's going to be on UC Berkeley to basically engage after engage. But Kazahana, he has no intentions of making this a fair fight.
No, not at all. Kazahana, he's waiting in the wings here. So is Pros. And he does not have the armor to really withstand this. Just absolutely destroyed. UBC, or IE rather, even tanking up the turret for Kazahana. Because IE can regen almost all of that. And now, Rockcopter, he may be going down, but Long and Milk Tea, he's here. There is Pros using the stopwatch, staying safe, double kill for Kazahana. But finally, IE does go down. But at what cost? Turkey Master, he is caught out, uses the stopwatch. He's going to go down. Eventually, Pros picking up that kill. But it is a 1-for-4 right now in favor of UBC. They are going to possibly pick up this turret.
Yeah, slightly sloppy on the side for UBC, getting caught out like that on their overextension, but honestly, that's kind of nitpicking at this point, and we're really just saying, okay, in the greater team could have capitalized on that, but they've also done so much right this game that it doesn't even matter anymore. They're not going to quite pick up this mid lane tower just yet, and they're still scaling. Keep in mind that this is still a game that's very comfortable making it to the 60, the 90, the 120-minute mark. If a game's still going at that point, something's seriously wrong, but if theoretically it did, this game doesn't look any worse really for British Columbia.
Yeah, it's actually really odd seeing the time. Everything is happening before the 20-minute mark. The Baron's not even up yet. Let's keep that in mind. This Baron could be a huge contention point. It's 10k gold lead for UBC, roughly 10k. Let's not pick hairs here, split hairs here. But there's so much power on the side of UBC, and the Baron's not even up yet. There's no turrets taken by UC Berkeley yet. It is 4-0. There is so much pressure on them, and now we find ourselves in the same, or the opposite position that we were in the last game, where UC Berkeley had a tight grip on the early game, and they were doing the Baron dance, and UBC kept them off for, I don't know, like almost like 10 to 15 minutes off that one Baron. But yeah, this time UC Berkeley need to do that dance, and they need to do it better than UBC.
Exactly, and this, I know we've interrupted quite a lot on UC Berkeley this game, but they still have that one shining hope, and that is their bottom lane. The playmaking from Rafflecopter and the straight just mechanics coming out from Turkey Master are really their last respite of hope, because it's been all this series where those two members in particular have really kept themselves in the game. And the beauty of having one of these big wombo combo teamfight composition, especially for anyone who's watched, maybe not enough time to talk about this one, is here comes Engage.
Rafflecopter did use his ult, so even if he gets away, that is an ult down, but he is going to
Shockwave
lock down. There's a shockwave, a big shockwave. Didn't really do as much damage, but it did hit a couple members. But still, double kill for Pros. Is that them and Rafflecopter down? And now Long and Milk Tea, he's divided. He is going to go down, and that is going to be Pros picking up 3 kills in that team fight. Meanwhile, Panda, he can't teleport in, i.e. keeping him on that bot side.
Yeah, most certainly, and without a doubt, I don't really think Turkey Master has that much of a chance to steal this one away, and that's just going to be bleeding even more out of basically every orifice at this point. UBC, they're still on top in this one.
Yeah, orifices are bleeding, that is for sure. Best way to put that one. That is going to be Baron going down. Kazahana picking up that one, just securing it, I should say, even with the Zoe there, with the Q. Now, 13,000 spread this game in favor of UBC. And now it's just they have a loaded gun pointed at the base of Berkeley. See if they can pull the trigger. I.e., Rafflecopter cannot fight this.
Well, but can 3 of them?
Yeah, 3 of them can. Stalling time. He actually gets knocked through the wall. Might be advantageous to him. He does not have he doesn't have the flash. He's eventually going to go down. Is he going to pick up a process though? He gets a kill. Turkey Master going down. I.e. 1v3, 1v almost 4, able to pick up a kill, and that is Turkey Master down. That is a big damage point.
Yeah, that was really impressive with just how fed IE is at the moment. I mean, the bigger point of that picture was that play all happened while UBC were unable to put pressure around the map, and that could be the downfall a little bit of their split pushing composition, because if that play happens enough times where UBC are unable to respond to the 3 men on the bottom side of the map completely not defending mid lane at all, it's this uncoordinated pushing effort that really could hurt UBC going forward here. Still, 13k gold lead, they're in a pretty good spot right now, but they're really starting to crest at this mid game point as other members on the side for UC Berkeley are going to start coming online. And if they're unable to really convert on these next few objectives, on these next few, I'd say next 5 to 7 minutes, this game could start favoring UC Berkeley quite a bit more until we hit that 35-40 minute mark.
Yeah, and it would be a miraculous feat by Berkeley if they can withstand the onslaught for that long. Because you look at, you have so much pressure all over the map from UBC. Sorry.
Oh, but look at that top lane. They're looking to get this split push rolling correctly. Now, it's going to be all up to UC Berkeley to stop this one out.
Yeah, i.e. he's doing the split push Fiora comp here. Which is essentially just him doing that all by himself. Panda, you have to wonder, like, UC Berkeley, can you even win a 4v5 right now? They're actually going to back off the Baron empowered minions. They can't clear them. They're going to try to answer up at Fiora. And it's actually only Panda going up there. IE can duel Panda. He's 2 levels ahead of him. I don't know if this is a good idea. They're actually just losing more turrets now.
The problem is, I'm not sure if they're able to win the 4v5, but that's what their competition is built to do. And if you cannot do the bare minimum of what your win condition is, there might not be any hope. And Berkeley, there might not be much time left to actually make a choice.
No, Panda, I think he's kind of he's running out of steam here in that top side. He's just trying to duel IE, keep him off the inhibitor, but there's so much damage. My God, with that ultimate, there is a flash away from the shockwave, so that is an ultimate down in from UC Berkeley. Now it looks like we're going to see how UBC capitalize on that one. Inhibitor on the top side does go down. Bot side inhibitor turret is still up, actually. It's barely up. There it goes. Okay, yeah, it's almost down. Did go down finally, and now that is going to be the bot lane inhibitor exposed as well. Big shot on Turkey Master makes him withdraw as well. And now, same thing, IE pushing the mid lane.
Yeah, I am very, very, very confident that UBC, they're at least going to be on the front foot this one, if not walking with the whole thing, and they are right in position to win. But one good engage is all it could take for all of you who watched the World Championships last time. SKT, they did it once. Let's see if UBC can do it.
Long and Milk launches himself in, Call of the Forge God. I don't know if that actually hit anybody relevant, but there is a nice prison on
Watch
the
ball.
Keeping Longan down, but yeah, there's Turkey Master going down. There's just UBC abusing their power. They are absolutely destroying everybody. Rafflecopter is the only one left. That means that UBC has the base to themselves with the wave fresh here. That is going to be game number 3 going over University of British Columbia.
Yeah, this one is just nice and easy. Just got to take down a few more towers and gonna be a valiant effort from Rafflecopter, but not going to be enough in the end.
Not at all, and that is going to be a best of 3 going to game number 3, but ultimately UBC, they have the perfect score going into next week. 3-0. UC Berkeley 2-1. They're not out of the tournament, but it is getting to be pressured.
Yeah.
Pressure time, because one more loss, it ain't a good thing for them. Timo Cup abound.
just maybe. UBC definitely not really escaping without harm. Definitely a few chinks in the armor, especially looking at that second game. Competitors like Simon Fraser, who were the conference champions last year, denying UBC the free berth into the national championship. They did have to go through the qualification, the second chance tournament, but they're going to be looking at this tape pretty heavily. And any other challengers from the West, this is how you take down the UBC squad. Catch them off guard, show them something a little bit fancy. And UBC, they're still in that rebuilding year. They're still trying to build up a lot of their talent around their veteran jungler. But in the end, they got it to work. And they've definitely showed us they can play a wide variety of styles. And IE, he looks to be on fire.
Yeah, IE was very impressive. Just stay away from Nunu, and I think you guys are good. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I'm here with Return. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short because I've been casting for 6 hours, and I want to go do stuff with my life. And yeah, I do want to give a quick shout out to our social medias real quick. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. You can also follow us on Twitter at CStarLeague and CSLLOL if you just want collegiate League of Legends material. Go check us out on Facebook. Facebook.com/CStarLeague. Twitch, you're amazing. Thank you for being here with us. You can actually follow them on Twitch on Twitter rather, on Twitter.com/Twitch and Facebook.com/Twitch. Also check out our YouTube. I got that last one. YouTube. At youtube.com/user/CStarLeague for VODs such as this one. You can clip them, do whatever you want with them, really. It's all fun. You can also go look at talk shows. I have one on Friday. The Quad's up every now and then too. Go check them out. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. Return. Do you have anything else to add? Also, I do. One moment. You also have exclamation point casters that you can push in the script in the chat to get our lovely faces on your Twitter. Returned, what do you got, bro?
I yell at the computer screen eventually. Other than that, no, thank you guys for sticking with us. We'll be continuing to give you coverage of the CSL leagues, not only of Collegiate League Legends, but also our JV leagues. Hopefully, we'll be getting a few more matches of those coming up throughout the week. But other than that, yep, that's all we have here for you guys today.
Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again next week, probably midweek as well. Check out our Twitter, and have a good night. Enjoy the Super Bowl if you watch that sort of thing. And yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah.